Welcome back. Let us continue with the string methods. And now here the first two are going to be changing the case of a string. Basically that means that we are changing the string to lowercase or uppercase. So for that let's write here console.log airline dot to lowercase. Here we don't want to pass any arguments, and therefore here also we have the uppercase also. Let's write copy and then paste and then change this to uppercase. Now let's see the result. Reload. See here the airline what we have given here, the string that is changed to first one, the lowercase that is changed to the lower letters, and then the uppercase that is all capital letters. So this is a simple way of transforming all the string to lowercase and also the uppercase. And then also now here we can add directly the string here, right? For example, I am giving the name. Here I am writing the name Priya. We have to place that in string. Now let's see the result. Reload. See here all the letters of the string Priya is transformed to uppercase. And then now I will show you one of the example there to fix the capitalization errors in a passenger name. So for that let's write const passenger that is equal. The name was misspelled like this. The name Priya that is, and then that is misspelled like this. So what we want here is this is string, right? Then actual the name is like this. So now to get rid of this, what we have to do is we need to fix it. So further, the first step is usually to put everything into lowercase. So further, let's write here const passenger lower that is equal passenger dot lowercase. And then next we have to do that the first letter of the string should be capital. So for that, let's write const passenger correct equal passenger lower of 0th element, that means the P. So that should be P uppercase and then plus, and now here we simply need to add the rest of the string. So for that, let's write here passenger lower dot using slice here. You already familiar with this slice and then give 1. This means that basically here we are starting with the number 1. So remember that we'll then go to the index 1. And it takes everything until the end of the string. And then right here, let's log this into console. Console.log, let's write passenger correct. Now let's see the result. Reload. Now here we got the correct one. So with this we are done with the passenger name. Now let's move on to check a user input email. Let's write here check email. Now this will not be really a checking. It will more be a comparing. So comparing emails. Let's change this to comparing. Now let's write here const email that is equal. I'm giving the email as hello at the rate. But now as the user logs in, let's say login email, write const login email that is equal string. They start with a couple of spaces here. So hello at the rate prior dot slash n. Basically here I have given the wrong email, and also here I am changing this h to h. This is the wrong email. Now if we want to convert this mail to this mail, so first we have to check whether these two are same or not. And then also here in this verification, we can also believe that this is a valid email even with the capitalization of. So when we check the user input like this, the first step is usually to convert it to a lowercase. And so now let's write that const lower email that is equal login email dot to lowercase, and then we must get rid of all the white spaces here. So these empty spaces and also empty spaces, and then we must also get rid of all the white spaces here and also the enter, that is also count as white spaces. So there is a method for that. Let's write const trimmed email that is equal lower email dot trim, and then let's log this into console.log trimmed email. Let's see the result. Now we see that here it looks exactly what we have given here in this email. Let's take a look what we have did here. We have given the login email with this, and we have called to lowercase on that login email, and we have stored all this to this lower email. And then on this lower email variable, we called the trim method, and then we stored that in trimmed email. And now we can also do all this process in one step. Basically, we can replace all of this. So let's write const. Let's call this normalized email, and then that is equal. I will start from login email now. Login email dot to lowercase, and then now this is a bit similar to what we did before with the map set method, and here this will return a new string, and on the string call string methods. So we can now immediately call the trim method. Let's write here dot trim. Now let's log this into console.log. Let's see the result. get that the same result that will displayed here. And now simply I'm placing these in the comments. And then now we can also compare this one. So for that, let's write console.log that is strictly equal normalized email. Now we are done with this, and from since 2019 there is also trim start and trim end, which as their names say you can use to trim white space that is appear only from the start of the string or only from the end. Now let's take a look at one of the important topic on strings, which is to replace parts of strings. Now let's write is for replacing. Let's write const. Here I am giving the price of a flight and that price is for Great Britain. Let's take the variable price of Great Britain that is equal. I am giving here 288,97 pounds. And you can use any of the currency you want. And now again write const. We want to compute the price in the US. So further let's write price of US that is equal. Here so for that we will need to replace the pound with the dollar sign. So for that let's write here price GB dot replace, and then here two arguments we need to give. The first one is the one we want to replace, that is the pound sign. Now here the second argument is the string that will replace the first one. So here that is the dollar sign, right? Dollar. Now let's log this into console.log. Yes. Let's reload here. See it is replaced the dollar sign. And now here we need to replace the comma also. So for that we could create another variable. But instead of doing that chaining again, just like we did before, and for the some reason because this returns a string. So here on that string we will immediately call the next replace method. So let's write here dot replace. We are replacing the comma with dot. Now see that we have the price in US. But now here we can also replace the entire words, not just single characters. So let's create an announcement variable. So for that let's write here const announcement that is equal all passengers come to Bingo 23 Bingo 23. Now it is called a gate and not door. Now let's log this into console.log announcement. Now here this replace also creates a brand new string. It doesn't mutate the original one. So here it's the same. Let's see the result. Here I want gate not door. So for that reason let's write dot replace and then give door. First one is the replacement one and the second one is the gate. Now let's see the result. Here you see that the door is replaced with gate, but it was done with the first occurrence of the string. Actually, we need here also. So for that reason, we need to place that here. Again copy and then paste. And then place here replace all. So with this replace all method, uh, we will replace all the occurrences of door with gate. Let's see the result. Reload. See here the first occurrence and the second occurrence. So both are replaced with gate. Now here the replace all method which involves using a regular expression. Regular expressions are one of the most complex and confusing topics of programming. Now a very simple method for regular expression to tell the replace method that should be actually target all the occurrences of a door here and not just the first one. So for that, let's copy this again, then paste. Now here we need to write the string between slashes, not in quotes. We need to replace it with slashes. Now this is called a regular expression. Now what we have to do with this regular expression is to add this G flag here. So for that, write G. And then this G stands for global. So now let's see the result that all the occurrences of a door is replaced with gate. So now let's move on to the three simple methods that return booleans. These methods are includes with the starts with and ends with. So these booleans. So let's take an example that const giving plain that is equal to 0. Then let's log this into console plain, and then here I am using the includes method this and then giving 830. See the result, it is displayed false. Here the dot includes method determines that whether the string includes specified value or not. So that is here I have given that A230, that is false. So now here I am giving A320, what I have given here. So let's see the result. Here it includes this one. So for that reason it is displayed true. Now I am giving another example, console.log. What includes. Let's give here I am giving air. Now let's see the result. That is false because we didn't have their air. But now here I am changing this plain name, that is Airbus. And then now let's reload. See here it is changed to true because we have this air. So that's why it displayed true. And then now here we are moving with the starts with the method. So let's take a look. Console.log plain dot starts with, and then here I am giving this starting with air, so Airbus. So for that reason I am giving air B. Let's check the result. See here it is true. Now I am changing this to A320. Now let's see the result. It is paused because the name is does not starting with A320 because it is starting with Airbus. So that's why it is false. And also let's see another example. If plane dot starts with Airbus and plane dot, here I am giving ends with neo. Let's log this into console, part of the new Airbus family. Here see that it displayed part of the new Airbus family because the condition is true. So that whenever you need to take the decisions based on the contents of the string, these three methods are very helpful. So now let's now practice some exercise. Exercises. So here we want to check if the baggage of a certain passenger is basically allowed to be checked in. So then only allowed to the plane. So for that, let's write here const check baggage function, and then that is equal function, and then give here items. Let's say that check baggage, that is I have a laptop, some food, and pocket knife. And now check baggage, giving another one, socks and camera, and then also giving some more, got some snacks, and a gun for protection. Now here I am changing some of the things, that capital F and then K also uppercase. Here socks and camera. So here this means that we have received the input from the user. And so for that we usually always start by putting everything into lowercase. So for that I am writing here const baggage equal items dot to lowercase. You need to just check the baggage. Need to check the baggage. So for that reason, I am giving here if baggage dot includes knife or baggage dot includes gun console.log, and right here you are not allowed on board, or else console.log welcome aboard. Now we are done. Let's see that reload here. We have you are not allowed on board because the first one has here the knife and then next socks and camera. So here the second person is welcome aboard and then the third person has gun. Here, so that reason you are not allowed on boarding. So here, first of all, the first step is to convert everything to a lowercase. Here in this example, the first one that is a knife is a uppercase. So here if we didn't convert this to lowercase, here this includes here would be false statement because the lowercase knife is different and the uppercase knife is different. Now let's take a practical look further. Let's remove this one and then now reload here. See here the first person has this welcome aboard message. So for that reason we need to place here dot to lowercase. We need to first transfer the lowercase. So this is all about the working of all these methods. We will continue in the next lecture. Thank you.